what would you say companies are? What's costing company more money? Bad leads or bad follow-ups?
Bad follow-ups, because bad leads you can't convert or you have lower conversion
Okay.
events. But bad follow-ups, that means the lead is good. The only thing you're doing wrong here is following up with them. So essentially, you're not keeping them warm enough. You're not checking in on them. You're not talking to them, and it's a good lead. I think that's wasted potential of a simple thing like a follow-up.
I hear you, but I don't agree with you because if you have bad leads to start out with, it's shit in, shit out. Like you can't convert a good lead or a bad lead. Sorry.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
So if you have a bad lead,
Yeah. Why
you're just
waste money on
losing.
bad leads?
Then you're just losing what that lead cost.
Yeah.
If it's a good lead and you're not following up, so you're not closing that client, you're losing the potential revenue from the closing, which is way higher than the cost of a lead.
Yeah. But company A gets bad leads.
Yeah.
Company B doesn't have any follow up to close leads.
Yeah.
Like,
Company B is losing more money.
you think so?
Company A is just losing the CPL, cost per lead. That's
Yeah, it's
their ad
way more
spend.
expensive for them to make business.
Let's say
This,
you're spending 100,000 on leads.
yeah,
Company A
yeah,
spending 100,000.
yeah.
Company B spending 100,000,
Mm-hmm.
and they suck at follow-ups, and they suck at they get bad leads.
Yeah.
They're losing 100,000. End of discussion.
Mm.
This company is losing the potential of 400,000-500,000 based on the deal
Agree.
sizes. So company B,
Still don't agree.
fuck out of here.
But okay, what about this? Let's say you talk to a founder or business owner has a sales team. Let's say his sales teams are closing at 20%, and obviously it's in his best interest to increase that 20% to next level so he gets more money, obviously. But what would be the next question you would ask in order to see and find out his bottleneck as of upping his closing rate?
Why not 30% closing rate?
How do you mean? Like, how would that help him? That question.
Because he obviously is doing a great job. He got 20% closing rate.
Mhm.
So why isn't he at 30? Why isn't he trying to get to 30? Because obviously something is working really good, and you couldn't just ask him point blank, "What's your show rate?" If your show rate is 80%, I mean, okay, you're doing a good job, a decent job. But essentially, why not 30? Why not more volume? Why not scale? Just ask around his funnel. If its funnel is healthy, scale. If his funnel is not healthy, fix the leaky buckets, the leaky holes.
Yeah, but when he comes to our company
Yeah.
to get assistance with, let's say, increase the closing rate,
Yeah.
to ask him why it's not higher, like if he knew that, do you think he'll work with us starting off?
No, but maybe he has a limiting belief.
I think he most likely not limiting, but you know what you know,
Yeah.
and you don't know what you don't know. That's why you take in external consultants and help in order to excel.
Because let's say your closing rate is 20%, you're 10% above market average. You're 2xing the market.
Yeah.
And you're happy with it. Of course, you're happy with it. You don't look at it as a problem. When someone comes in and asks you why not 30, it opens a new door. I think. Yeah. Why not 30? You're already at 2x. Why not 3x?
Yeah.
But
Why not 40?
Yeah, why not 40?
Yeah.
40 is a big stretch. I mean, half of the deals. But again, why not? But essentially, it's not the bottleneck because he's closing the deals.
Yeah.
So looking around this funnel, to be honest.
Hormosis said a good thing that if your close rate is at 60, 70%, you should up your prices because
Yeah.
it should be around 30%. Like that's the sweet spot because then you make the most money, you're most profitable, and you have a solid CAC.
Yeah, absolutely. Price testing.
Yeah.
Like when he started out with the coaching for the gyms.
Yeah.
And he was like 6K. Next client, he
Yeah.
got 7K,
Yeah.
8K, 9K, you know? Always test your pricing. Segment 2?
Not yet.
Oh, my bad. Which question do you want?
Middle one, CAC.
Number 1 CAC. Why do most companies?
Yeah. Measure.
So what about why do most companies measure CAC wrong? And what should be the tracking instead of the CAC?
Well, the per definition of CAC is cost per acquire a customer. Like how much does it cost to get someone into the door into your business? But if you have a solid structured business, you are good at keeping that client. Meaning you'll make more money from their initial purchase within your business, their LTV also. So if you have the LTV of a customer included in your metrics when you do the full funnel, you'll know that you can spend maybe 5 to 20x to get a customer.